Hello, Mama, and happy birthday Eve. Just getting some things set up. Ooh, excuse me. Goodness, allergies bothering me today. I think you're gonna like next week's games, Mama. I got some pretty good ones lined up. But I think we're ready to start, aren't we? Yes. Hello everyone, welcome to today's stream. My name is Rika Bird, and today we're going to be playing some more World of Warcraft. Now, yesterday we played on a new priest I had made. Today we're going to play on a new mage. And I figured I'd take you guys through a couple of leveling zones that I really appreciate. The Western and Eastern Kingdoms, or Plague Lands. They're really fun. Very nice to level through. But to get there, we're going to go to the Undercity. And the quests start at a place known as the Bulwark. The lands between Tirisfal Glade and Western Plaguelands. Which should be pretty easy to get to. Gotta move this stuff around. There we go. Now, one of the things that you should always do while heading anywhere while leveling in the Cataclysm timeline is stop by places where there's rare spawns. Because there we're stopping for. Also, I gotta turn on auto loot. Auto loot. Let's see. Because these guys, they're worth a lot of experience. And sometimes there's chests. No chests this time, though. Alright, so this is where the Western Plaguelands quests begin.
What now?
Have you seen the plague runes that wander to the west of here? Those hideous... Oh no, these are different ones. No, maybe they aren't. Those hides, so hideous, so diseased, so perfect. Fetch me 5 of them. I've got an idea for an anti-scourge poison that's guaranteed to succeed.
Watch over you.
Learning all my buttons again. Three more hides. So this normally is the starting zone for the Forsaken, and it's actually got a really good story. It introduces us to one of the longest lasting characters that's managed to stay pretty cool and relevant. Well, actually I should say longest lasting. They're somewhat still... I won't say new. They're not as old as some of the other characters, but they are still a pretty old character at this point. Their name is, fuck. Now my brain is starting to melt. Vosh. Voss. Lillian Voss. She is an undead rogue who once was part of the Scarlet Crusade, a bunch of bad guys who are willing to destroy any and all undead, regardless of their alliances, and very fanatical. Need one more hide. Oh, that's the last one we needed. Alright.
I'm listening.
Let's see, do you have enough hides?
Trust no one.
Dithers, you've done it again. These are perfect.
Beware the living.
Dither samples his latest concoction. This isn't quite there. It needs something to give it more zing. I've got it. Spiders to the north have a potent venom that'll do the trick. See if you can extract some for me, Tevlara.
Dreams of honest.
Okay. Pyroblast. It's gonna be one of our core spells. Things with fire mages get pretty wild pretty fast. It'll be interesting to see what max level mages are like right now, because I have been wanting to play mage, I just haven't sat down and done it yet. And now that Drakthyr can be mages, I have more of an incentive. because I think the Drakthyr are neat. And we get a rare spawn. How nice for us. Guarantee this Pyroblast will probably kill it.
Speak quickly.
Do you have some venom from a vicious nightweb spider yet, Tevlara? It's the final component I need in order to test my experiment.
Time will come.
Ah, this venom will do perfectly, Tevlara. Everything else has been added to my concoction and boiled down. Thank you, Mage.
Patience. Discipline.
Now that is what I call oomph. Wish all our potions did this. Let's see. Gloves they gave me were not as good as the gloves I'm currently wearing. I should have more quests, but I might need to pick them up from somewhere. Nope, no one here giving quests. Ah, the Undercity. It will never not be appropriate to visit here at least once during Spooky Month. The amount of detail that went into designing the soundscape. When you come in here, if you listen carefully, you can hear the bells that welcomed Arthas home. You can see the rose petals on the ground as they celebrated his return. And you can hear the cheers. You can come to where Arthas killed his own father and hear the whispers of forgotten memories. Probably won't be able to hear it on stream, but I can hear it very, very faintly. Here lies King Taranis Menethil II, the last true king of Lordaeron. Great were his deeds, long was his reign, unthinkable was his death. May the father lie blameless for the deeds of the son. May the bloodied crown stay lost and forgotten. Yeah, that's another thing. They don't know where the crown went. Oh, missed that elevator. Oh, I missed that one too. This one I can make, right? I'm just gotta wait for this one. I don't remember these elevators being so fast. Discovered elevator. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Let's see now. Should be a hero's board here somewhere. Yes, there we go. I don't want to go to any of these places.
Go with honor.
Ah, that's why it won't give me the quest for that. I'm not level 15 yet. Well, we can quest here then. We can get the Forsaken starting experience. I don't see a lot of undead players much anymore. Wonder how the Forsaken population's actually doing player-wise. Ugh, my eyes hurting. Gonna kill some rare spawns as we pass them. This particular rare spawn is very handy, because there's usually more than one of them, and they're each worth the same amount of experience. Flame strike. God, I love Fire Mage. So much fun. Let's see. Magical energy flows through you while in combat, building up 10% increased damage, then diminishing down to 2% increased damage. Ooh, excuse me. Cycling every 10 seconds. Wonder what talent I should take next. This one sounds like it'd be good for damage. Let's see, we've got a few more rare spawns we'll stop by before we actually start questing. Let's see, we're looking for Night Howl and Tormented Spirit. There's Night Howl. The Tormented Spirit should look a bit like the Lost Spirit. It's just another Banshee. Oh, no. There's another Lost Soul. Not the one I'm looking for. Also checking this house for treasure chests. Oh look, a quest enemy. Nope, no chests, no tormented spirit. It's alright. We'll go to the next rare spawn, which should be right down here on this shore. The rare here is called Bone Chewer, which I don't see. Another rare spawn, but this one you have to be up close and personal with. Oh, it's not considered to be line of sight. It's actually annoying. There we go. Adapt, overcome. Sort your bags. All right. All right. Wonder if we'll run into any new Forsaken players. Doubtful, but maybe. Let's see. Either start down here, or maybe not actually. I think they start over near those Valkyr. Basically, these Valkyr are here raising the citizens of Lordaeron and looking for exceptional Forsaken. Some end up just mindless zombies, others become player characters. It looks like it's gonna have us start here, though.
Hello.
If you're going to be an asset to the Forsaken, you need to learn how to fight, and there's no better target than the Scourge minions that continue to pester us. The wretched ghouls and rattlecage skeletons that roam the north and to the east are former troops of the fallen Scourge. They should prove to be an even match for a fledgling mage like you. Do not tarry. When you are done, speak to me again. That was easy. Again, this is a starting zone quest. They're all going to be easy.
What is it?
You're growing in strength, Tevlara. I've seen your type before. You'll be moving out of Drakthyr and on to greater things before long. Just make sure you don't lose sight of where you started. You have much to accomplish, mage.
Our time will come.
Why don't you go speak with my novice, Elrith? She serves me, and we'll have some tasks to which you can apply your new abilities.
Lady,
Okay.
watch over you.
Oh wait, she's right here.
Hello?
May the Dark Lady watch over you, Tavlara. They really need to update these starting zones for the undead, especially. Earlier on, I saw a young forsaken woman running towards an old inn. She was screaming for her life, pleading to be taken back home. Not all of us are as resolute as others, Tevlara. Even so, we must accept our fate as undead if we are to rise up against those that would put us down. Take my hand mirror and show it to the young woman. She needs to see what she really is and join us in our cause. Besides, we can use all the bodies we can get.
Bye.
So the Forsaken, their entire thing is that after they were risen into undeath, they had a choice to make. They could either die and be dead, or they can take this opportunity to get revenge on those who had wronged them in the past. Basically, those who turned them into this undead. And not all of them take up people on their offer. Here she is, Lillian Voss. Way back before she becomes what she is now, she was just a cowering girl trying to grasp with the fact that she is dead. Or
What is it
undead.
you ask?
Get away from me, you monster. Don't look at me. I'm hideous. You're not hideous, Lillian. You're one of us. Here, look in this mirror. See for
Do
yourself.
not linger.
You don't understand. I can't be undead. Not me. Not now.
I haven't got all
You say she ran away? What a shame. Very well, as long as she's maintained her free will, there's still hope.
Trust no one.
I can keep you busy here in town all week, but you seem to be more the fighting type. Elrith looks you over and nods. Yes, you'll do just fine. I'd like you to go talk to Executor Aaron. Follow the path north out of Drakthyr. You'll find him not far past the barricades.
Embrace the shadow.
What is it?
What do we have here? A new mage, ready for battle, eh?
Trust no one.
First of all, look at your armor. You're a mess, mage. If you'd like to stay in one piece, I've no doubt you do. Perhaps I can help. If you can gather some paws and wings from the wolves and bats nearby, maybe I'll find some armor for you. You'll find the creatures to the north and to the west of here.
Beware the living.
Easy enough. I'll be able to use Arcane Explosion forever because of how much mana it consumes, so I'm using it as much as I can now.
What would you ask of death?
Do try your best to keep yourself unharmed until I get you some armor.
Beware.
Thank you,
Enemies
Tevlara.
around.
This armor should help you out. Hopefully, it should do you more good than the last one to wear it.
Embrace the shadow.
One of our greatest struggles is obtaining the natural resources we need to survive. Gold was scarce in Lordaeron, even in the height of the Alliance's power so many years ago. There's a gold mine to the west that has been overrun with spiders. We need gold from the mine, but we can't very well get to it while spiders are crawling around in there. I've not much manpower to commit to the task, so we'll just have to do it little by little. Get up there and see what you can do for us, Tevlara.
Remember, patience, discipline.
Actually, there's a rare spawn up here I want to see if I can't take care of really quick. There they are. A lot of spiders. Let's see, any treasure in the mines? Doesn't seem like there's any treasure. Yep, at least there's one part of the quest done.
Speak quickly.
Well, it's a start. It'll take a few weeks or months to fully clean up the infestation. After that, we'll have to get down there with some torches and burn away the webbing. You've done your duty well, Tevlara. While you were inside that cave, your big friend Darnell came by with some alarming news. Since the Valkyr arrived, we've seen more and more undead that chose not to join our forces under the banner of the Dark Lady. They've been gathering at a small camp here in the valley, and now they've organized forces. They plan to attack Drakthyr Mage. Darnell is just down the road to the east. Be careful, Tevlara. While those undead aren't completely brainless, they're still not quite right in the head.
Our time will come. I am forsaken.
Tevlara, you made it. You see those tents up there? That's where we're heading. The battle has probably already started.
Watch your back.
While you were taking care of matters, Executor Aaron and I went off on a assignment of my own. Shadow Priest Sarvis asked me to peek in on the Rotbrain camp. There's a reason why they're called Rotbrains. Their leader goes by the name of Marshal Redpath, and he's an absolute beast. Look, Tavlara, the attack is starting. You're better in combat than I am. Get in there and help out. When you're done, meet up with Shadow Priest Sarvis in the chapel. Good luck, Tavlara.
Beware, our enemies abound.
Yeah, Marshal Redpath was actually one of the ones fighting super hard to stop the Forsaken way back in the day. Not the Forsaken, the Scourge. Definitely won't be the last time you hear the name Redpath. There's Marshal Redpath himself.
That better be good.
Being born again under the power of a Valkyr is a strenuous process. Many don't survive this shock, turning into zombies or ghouls. Others retain just enough humanity to seem normal on the outside, but they're sick inside. We should have slain those Rotbrains the day they were raised. As for you, you're a strong mage, Tavlara. I knew you'd do well. You'll be headed out of Deathnail soon. Sarvis produces a piece of paper from within his robes. These need to be taken to my field agent, Deathguard Simmer. This information contains the whereabouts of the last few holdouts from the Scarlet Crusade. We will destroy these crusaders once and for all, and I have a feeling you'll be instrumental in that effort, Tavlara. Take the road out of Deathnail. Soon after enter Tirsfall proper. You'll see a large manse simmers inside. Alright. Let's see, I got 2 points to spend. Get Ice Block. And... that's a really good one. Excuse me. But I think I would rather throw Firebirds at people. Alright, put this with our defensive lineup, and we'll place Arcane Explosion with that. Follow the road out of Deathnail, they said.
What now? Remember.
Yes, what do you want?
Discipline.
Yes, this is very good. You've done well in obtaining this information, Tavlara. Names of the Scarlet Crusade officers in Tirsfall Glade. Imagine the blow we could deal to the morale of those bloody zealots if we were to kill their leaders in one swift strike. I will pass this information forward.
Watch your back.
Humans are notoriously fickle creatures. The farmers to the west are no exception. Sure, they may be plowing their fields peacefully now, but tomorrow they may be raising their scythes against us. The Alliance looms close by in Gilneas, and the power of Stormwind looms to the south. Any of these could recruit these tillers and use them as a wedge against us. I want them dead. See to it that it is done.
Embrace the shadow.
Can't really blame them for being paranoid. Back in the Cataclysm, the Alliance was really would never take in any undead. Now, things are different, but yeah. What have we here? You look like a fledgling mage. If you hope to prove yourself to the Dark Lady, you need to learn the ways of the Forsaken. To the west, you'll find a farm. Humans infest the land like mold on a rotting corpse. And worse yet, the Scarlet Crusade patrols nearby their towers. Teach those scum a lesson and steal 10 of their precious pumpkins. Once you have 10 of them, bring them to me. Alright, before we go out and do these, it's time for an ad break. I will be right back. I'm going to get me a drink, and I'm going to rest for a moment. Alright, welcome on back, everyone. Let's gather up the rest of these quests. I think there's one upstairs, too.
What is it?
You work your whole life, and then what do you get? Killed by a plague. Then you work even harder in undeath, and what does that get you? Money, yes, a small estate with a few pesky hangers-on. But happiness, not so much. I'm lonely in my old age, Tavlara. I need a companion. Use this leash on one of the murlocs at the Whispering Shore to the northwest. You'll have to weaken it first, for it can be leashed, then bring it back to me. Use the murloc leash on a Biothin murloc at the Whispering Shore.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Oh, I actually gotta take the quest. Can't just walk away from it. Let's see.
What do you require?
I want to do tailoring.
Dark Lady watch over you.
All right, to the farms then. Oh, I wish I felt a little bit better, but man, I've got a headache. Alright, now to go catch a Murloc.
Hello.
Got him. Now to return back. Oh, it keeps freezing on you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my internet's doing the thing. Should clear up here in a moment. We still haven't figured out quite what's causing that. I'll let you know when to refresh your page, that we can get caught up with the stream. Let's deliver our Murloc first.
And you are...
Oh, look at him. It is the most adorable thing you've ever seen. Thank you, Tevlara. I feel more energetic already.
Watch your back.
You're welcome.
I'm listening.
Were you able to gather 10 pumpkins yet, Tevlara?
Beware the living.
You have performed your bidding well, young mage. You are proving yourself to be quite an asset to the Dark Lady's army.
Trust no one.
These pumpkins have a purpose, mage. They'll be the delivery mechanism for my latest batch of plague, which should be particularly painful and virulent concoction. However, the plague requires a few rare ingredients. We'll need marrow petals, which grow at the bottom of Stillwater Pond, just to the east of here. We'll also need Zavrin's Thorn, which grows on rocky cliffs to the northwest. Finally, we need some briny sea cucumbers found in the surf off the Whispering Shore.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
You have the makings of a mighty mage, Drakthyr. I heard the cries of those humans from all the way over here. Perhaps soon we will be rid of this human blight.
Our time will come.
We need something with initiative, like yourself, to drive the Scarlet Crusade to the grave. Prove to me you are capable of serving the Dark Lady by traveling west to the tower past Soledin Farmstead and slaying 10 warriors of the Scarlet Crusade.
Beware the living.
Alright. Let's gather up those ingredients first. I love the thought of being able to fly and just dive right into a lake. Alright, this should be easy enough. Oops. How curious that you would, Lieutenant Gebler, curious that you would decide to take a prisoner, an undead one at that. What were you thinking? Do you think that just because of the prisoner's former status that she would be above the edict of the Scarlet Crusade? This is most troubling, Gebler. I would remind you that there are penalties for such behavior. I command you to execute the prisoner at once. She is no longer one of us. Who could this mysterious prisoner be? Whack. Whack. Ooh, a treasure chest. Those are worth a lot of experience. Alright, let's see. What talent point do I want now? Ooh, one additional charge that always critically strikes. That'll be nice when I get to that one. Did it restart so far so good? Oh, okay, yeah. That's because everything's stabilized. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that. My, my allergies are killing me today. Either that or I'm sick with another sinus infection, and I hope that's not the case. Prisoner is that young girl who was so frightened of being undead, Lillian Voss.
I live my life in the shadows.
What are you doing here? Get out of here. I'm here to rescue you. First of all, I don't need to be rescued. Second of all, I'd never allow myself to be rescued by an abomination like you. Why did the Scarlet Crusade put you in a cage? They usually kill the undead on sight. I am not undead. Not for long, anyway. My father will rescue me. I know it. Your
There's
father?
much to be done.
Yes, Wait, be quiet. I hear the lieutenant approaching. The time has come, my little captive. Word has come back from your father. Gibbler, you came. What did he say? High Priest Voss denounces you as his daughter. He ordered that you to be executed immediately. What? No, this can't be. Gibbler, you know me. We were friends once. The High Priest sends his regrets. He had hoped that one day you might be a powerful weapon against our enemies. Unfortunately, you are too dangerous in life, and you are far too dangerous in undeath. I will enjoy killing you, you scourged witch. Gibbler, father, why would you? The world of the living may have turned its back on me, but I'm no damn scourge. Let's go.
My blades stay sharp.
There's Bone Chewer. Oh, mine is doing that, and then some. And one for the road! Sea cucumbers! If we put them in vinegar and dill for a little while, will they become sea pickles? I just realized, where's my breath meter at? Shouldn't be able to breathe under this water, yet there's no breath meter. Really odd, actually.
This had better be good.
Most excellent mage, your skill in the art of combat is undeniable.
Farewell.
A letter? What does it say?
Trust no one.
The Scarlet Crusade takes no prisoners. That they would do so with this young woman. Curious. The powers that you described are even more curious. She passed through the bars of her prison and killed her captor. Why hadn't she done that in the first place?
Beware.
She didn't know. I've got a good feeling this will be my best batch yet. Good mage.
Remember,
Excellent work, Tevlara. Now comes the fun part. Harmless pumpkins, right? Or so it would seem. If we are to defeat the Scourge advances from the north and the human infestation to the south, we need to start realizing the full potential of our gift of undeath. With a little ingenuity, a simple pumpkin becomes an agent for our Dark Lady. This pumpkin, laced with the latest formula, will prove to be quite a treat. Yet another Scarlet Zealot has been captured and is being kept outside by the gazebo. Take this pumpkin to the fool.
Our time will come.
Stay away, foul and unholy creature. May the light protect me. Scarlet Crusade shall rid Azeroth of your... Oh wait, is that food for me? I am so hungry. By the light, finally some food. Sweet, sweet pumpkin. He doesn't feel right. Oh. My mind, my flesh, I'm rotting. Oof. Oh, split into two and then died. That's crazy. What you got for me, Gordo? Master wants weeds. Us got big hands and not good at picking. You must help us and we not hurt you. Us need gloomweed. Many weeds are here and near the road. When you have gloomweed, you take to Master Holland and Brill. So, when this particular creature says we, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's dumb or it sees itself as just we, like the royal we. It is actually made up of a bunch of different people strung together. So when he says we, he means we. Oh, look, well, Rares we killed earlier is back.
What is it?
Halt! Come no closer, mindless one. Ah, my apologies. I took you for one of the Scourge. Hope you are here to fight, for we, the Forsaken, are besieged.
Trust no one.
Scourge have trickled into Tearsfall Glade and have infested this area. I need someone to beat back the rotting dead and ravaged corpses that have taken this small farm. Scatter their bones and bring back their putrid claws. The Death Guard will reward you.
Embrace the shadow.
Speaking frankly, the Forsaken of yesteryear were a sniveling, pathetic group. We huddled together in decrepit old human buildings, hiding from the Scourge, cowering from the Alliance, and groveling at the foot of the Horde. Look before you now and see the product of the new Forsaken. We have made our mark here on Azeroth, and that mark will grow. Our dominion will soon blanket the world. You want my advice? Speak with Magistrate Severin in Brill down this road. He runs that town. Yeah, the Forsaken got really cocky. After Sylvanas was deposed, though, and their entire reality shattered because the one they looked up to the most for guidance and leadership betrayed them. So now the undead are kind of lost, unsure what to do with themselves. Hello, Nielsen. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, Durg indeed. I've already started a new priest and this new mage. and I faction swapped my Worgen over to be Horde and made them a Drakthyr. My my login screen looks like an overflowing dragon's den. And there's nothing wrong with that. How are you doing today, though?
This had better be good.
Have you completed the task which I have charged you? Do you have those putrid claws?
You're back.
Well done. I enjoyed watching you smash those undead into rotting pulp.
Remember, patience.
You're welcome.
Discipline.
Ugh. I hate that my head is hurting so much. I can't tell if I'm hearing things or if there's actual banging going on somewhere.
You like?
Oops, no, don't want to sell those. Those... Oops, will go in my bank. You just class changed everything. Thank God for the discount. Yeah, it's almost like when they released it, they knew people were gonna want to switch over. They probably made quite a bit of money off of that, and some of that money came from me.
Friend of the Grummels.
I am excited that my warrior feels more right than they ever have.
This better be good.
Let's see. I must have lived a charmed life, Tevlara, to return to the world as a member of the Forsaken and the Apothecary Society. I couldn't have asked for a more suitable fate. Where's that useless abomination? Either you have what I need, or you'd best get out of here and find it.
The dead shall serve.
Yeah, it was nice that they did do that, because they were going to make a lot of money regardless. You are absolutely right. What I can't forgive, however, is the $90 amount that they released today. that ain't cool. But, you know, if people want to spend their money that way, I won't rag on them for it. What's this? Gloomweed? I have no need for Gloomweed. That mindless mass of flesh out there, picking daisies and convincing the lady knows what of how many dupes like you into doing the same. No offense. We'll deal with the Gloomweed later. For now, we've got other matters to discuss.
Shadows beckon.
Lady Sylvanas has called upon the Royal Apothecary Society. She has challenged us to concoct a new plague. A plague deadlier than the ailment, any ailment on Azeroth. This new disease will bring our enemies, living and dead, to ruin. My studies show that the blood of the beast might prove to be the key here. Here, fill these vials with Darkhound blood so I can test my theory. Sounds easy enough. You can, was doing the math, and if you bought it back in the day, the gold to real money conversion would have been about $500. Oh, I see. Well, I see.
What would you ask of death?
Still, $90 for an in-game asset. That is still good. Or, sorry, that is no good. I believe that it should have been priced fairly. I mean, if you're gonna make it expensive, twice the price of a normal store mount, but nearly 4 times the price of a normal store mount is still pretty egregious. And the fact that it was even more egregious before doesn't necessarily forgive them for making it egregious in the first place. Let's see. The Scarlet Crusade is encroaching on our homeland. The foolish zealots do not realize the loyal servants of the Dark Lady shall see to their demise.
Beware the living.
Information we've received from Executor Arn and Death Nail contain all the details we need to wipe the human infestation from the land. According to the information, the Scarlet Crusade has assigned Captain Perrin and a brigade to the ruined tower southwest of Brill. Kill 3 of his zealots and 3 of his missionaries, and while you're there, see if you can dig up any other information about what they're up to.
Time will come. Beware.
Oh, that's not something we need to pick up. We're not going to Silver Pine. After this, we're going to Western Plaguelands. Right now, I'm just trying to go as long as I can with the stream because I'm not feeling super well. But I want to expose a little bit of the lore of the Forsaken to folks because I feel like not a lot of people come through here anymore. I have not seen any undead horde in a very, 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 very long time.
What now?
Yes, I'm Brill's local magistrate, reporting directly to the Dark Lady. Impress me, and you may end up meeting the Banshee Queen herself. Now, onto your first task.
Trust no one.
I need a fresh report from our Death Guard way station to the east. I must know if more Scourge forces have slipped past the bulwark into Tearsfall. Our vigilance on the border to the Plaguelands must be maintained. We can't let the Scourge get a stronger foothold here. Travel south along the road, then east at the fork of the way station. Speak with Death Guard Linnea. She has the information I need. Also, I love you too, Mama. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. But not to expose myself. No, I'm showing people the Forsaken. Goodness, my dad makes the worst jokes. Love you too, Dad. Ugh. My parents. Couple of goofballs. His words, not yours. I actually believe you.
Bird up.
Bird up. Beep, beep. Alright. Let's get these quests hammered out. I love being a fire mage. Well, I can't tell which one's talking to me. You guys are both using the same name. Ah! My dad's a goofball. But my mother's even more goofball. So people have been asking me some of my favorite music, Mom, and I've been referring them to some of the music you'd listen to while cleaning it around the house and stuff. And I was telling them that whenever one of us would like come through the room you're working in, you better be ready to dance a little bit because you would insist on hip bumping us whenever we would walk through. And inevitably we would try to help out some. If you asked for it. Man, I look back at when I was like really young, complaining about doing stuff like the dishes, you know? And then I think of like how I feel now about getting work done around the house, and it's just like getting work done around the house just feels nice. I guess that is just part of getting old. Oops, wrong button. Oh, that's not true. It's just I can open. I thought it was. Silly me. I am kind of happy for this upcoming weekend though, because I'm doing a virtual reality Halloween party, and it's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna have a good time with my friends. Yeah, honestly, I just want to outside activity and stuff like that. Going for a walk, great. Doing stuff like sports again, I'd probably not. Though I have been thinking about picking up archery again, which I guess is technically a sport. I just gotta find a place around here that has like an archery range. And I'm getting stronger, which means I am more likely to be able to do these things. Which is nice to hear, because like my physical therapist, whenever I go and do stuff now, like comparative to how I was before getting the cyclobenzaprine that I'm on that helps me with my fibromyalgia pain. Before that, I was barely able to do anything, barely be able to lift anything. Now I'm doing stuff like carrying cases of water down the stairs. I'm helping out with the dishes, or I'm cleaning up rooms here and there. It's crazy to think that I went from someone who had no hope of being able to be better to someone who's like, hey, I might pick up archery again. And that's just immense.
They'll all be mine.
Let's see, have you collected the Dark Hound blood yet, Tevlara? Time is fleeting.
What does the shadow will?
You have done well, Tevlara, and I thank you for your
The
efforts.
shadows beckon.
I am to understand that another one of those foolish dwarven mountaineers has been captured. The Death Guard has him stored here in this building, and they've assigned one of their own to persuade him not to escape. Why don't you go see how the captured mountaineer enjoys his special drink I made for him? It contains a subtle hint of what the Dark Lady has planned for the rest of Azeroth. Oh boy, I'm sure this will go just fine. The very park that you stayed in, that you visited has one? Oh, a bazaar? Oh, neat. Oh, or do you mean an archery range? If you mean an archery range at an RV park, that sounds sick. Why, if I had my trusted rifle, you'd be as good as dead, mage. Just wait until the steam tank brigade arrives to rescue me. I feel bad for this guy. This guy's about to experience a bad time. Ah, a drink at last. What better ale is this? I'm sure it's no Rhapsody malt, but I'll take anything to wet the old whistle at this point. I raise my brew in the hopes to be rid of the likes of you. Cheers, you no good scoundrel, Tevlara. Ah, he immediately died. Oh. Poor guy.
What does the shadow will?
As you're probably already realizing, the Royal Apothecary Society is a widespread organization. We take our plague alchemy seriously. It is our belief that the more agents we have performing experiments, the sooner we will realize our objective. One of our agents performs his work at a small encampment to the north of here. His name is Jared, and he could use an apprentice of your stature. Oh, he didn't explode though? Yeah, no, the Forsaken's days of exploding people have been reduced to melting them instead.
I am forsaken.
We shall herald the Scarlet Crusade, or shall herd the Scarlet Crusade like a cattle to their demise.
Embrace the shadow.
It sounds like we have to keep our eyes out for this Voss character. I don't expect any Forsaken to receive a reward if we capture her. I'm just worried she'll eventually turn against us. It's funny because she's actually one of the people leading you guys now. All able-bodied members of the Horde are hereby ordered. Oh no, that's Silverpine. We're not going to Silverpine. We're going to other places. I actually don't know what talent. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know what talent to grab. So I'm going to take a quick look at my guide here. That's a good one. Moving Curses is also good for utility purposes. Let's see, what's this? Draw power from within, dealing. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the one. Yeah, we'll give that a try. I've never used this spell before. This spell is entirely new to me. Let's see, any more quests here? No, just the one for Silverpine. I love being able to just take off like this. Sometimes though, sometimes what I like to do is before I take off, I have this toy bound to my action bar next to it. It's Echoes of Razan, and I use it just before taking off. Not only does it give out a mighty roar, but it looks really cool as like an alternative takeoff animation to what is normally done.
What is it?
Let's see. What is it I can do for you? Who's the little guy? He is my assistant. Sure, he's not been plagued in the same manner as we have, but he's clearly plagued nonetheless. He's bent the knee to Sylvanas, so he's as much as one of us as you or I. And just between you and me, to be perfectly honest, I think the Dark Lady thought he was already bending his knee when he entered her chamber.
Beware the living.
So this guy... Oh, thank you, Andre.
6 is now a bird watcher.
Appreciate you becoming a bird watcher. This guy is what is known as a leper gnome, and they're actually they've been exposed to a radiation that caused them to turn into this, which is referred to as a leper gnome. And he's right; they are definitely plagued in a different way, and I think it would be really cool to allow gnome players to play as leper gnomes, but under the Forsaken banner, which I think would work perfect lore-wise for the Horde if they wanted to add gnomes to their repertoire. Though I don't think many people would actually like to do that. I'm sure there are some out there, but I bet they are like on the fringe of Forsaken society in terms of players, I mean. Holland, he's an amateur. You don't need a fancy two-story apothecarium to make plague. You need love and maybe some good assistance. Let me show you how plague is really made.
Hello.
My envoy just delivered me a bushel of gloomweed. Gloomweed? I don't need gloomweed, I need doomweed. You can see the predicament that I am in, Tevlara. I'll make it worth your while to gather what I need. Bring back to me enough doomweed and I'll give you a suitable reward. It is my understanding that they like to plague the flora near the mass gravesite to the north of the Brill graveyard. Hurry and be mindful of the gnolls in the area.
Can I help you? Be seeing you.
The mass graves within the forest to the west of us were made to accommodate the impressive numbers of deaths Tradesfall suffered in the plague, when the plague first came. The bodies in these graves have so far been spared and undeath, but the Scourge now send Rothhide gnolls to gather the corpses and use them to bolster their armies. This cannot be allowed. Your task is twofold. Slay the Rawhides at the mass grave and Garen's haunt, and gather from them the embalming ichor that gives them life.
Off and away.
Alright, I'm going to take a quick ad break because it's going to force me to anyway in a minute. I'll see you all in 2 minutes. I'll be right here. I have learned that it is better to remove pre-roll ads from your stream by having the ads be 2 minutes every 45 minutes. And the reason it is better to do these 2-minute ad breaks rather than having pre-roll ads is people will come to a stream, see pre-roll ads, and then leave. Like immediately. And I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it's a very sad statistic for newer streamers. But you get people coming in, see the pre-roll ads, and then leave, and they'll go to another streamer. And it's already hard enough streaming on here with, you know, having to deal with ads. So running these ads every 45 minutes ensures that more viewers come by and stick around, as well as the percentage of revenue I get from the ads has actually lately been the difference between whether or not I get paid during a month. It's given me roughly $10, which has made up the difference in getting me to the $50 minimum payout. So kind of a double-edged sword. Sucks having ads, but at the same time it's been helping. And I always make sure to take breaks during these so that people don't feel like they're getting left behind in content. Alright, everyone should be back from the ad break now. I want to thank everyone for their patience in dealing with those ads. As much as I don't like to have them, it is better for me to have the 2 minutes ads up like that than to have pre-roll ads. If you want to skip ads altogether and support the channel, consider subscribing. You will avoid ads and you will help me get paid. And all is appreciated whether or not you do that. I just like having people to talk to. People who show interest in the things I'm doing. This makes me feel better. Oh, it feels good to be a fire mage sometimes. Really, really good. My friend Kale, they play a fire mage as well, and they are excited that fire mages have finally gotten the love they deserve this expansion. And the rear spawn's back. Boom. Nearly a full quest worth of experience from just one enemy. Oi, no, Oops, wrong button. Alright, let's see. Grave robbers should be this way. As is the herb I need. I do wish there was a an heirloom wand as a weapon. There's not enough wands in the game. I really think that this game would be better if spellcasters had more wands to use. As sort of a, I'm waiting for an attack to be available, but my auto attack with a staff sucks. So here's a semi-decent attack that I can use instead. Also, wands in this game have always been cool. I remember back in Classic and Burning Crusade, I always made sure my mage had a wand, and more often than not, I would level up the wand skill by just doing autocasts on enemies until they died, because it was fun. It was just a nice little thing that you just flick have your character flick spells at people. Do gotta admit though, I love firing firebirds at people. Yeet! Can't wait until I get combustion. Oops, wrong button. See what this does. Ah, it's like a big AoE type thing. I see. It's big too, 18 yards. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. I think I'm actually gonna put that right here. I'm gonna turn this gnoll into sheep. Oh, right, these aren't humanoids. These are undead. So I can't turn them into sheep. Oh, this guy. Thank you. Yeet. See, the biggest part about that ability is how it makes all your other abilities cool down faster. That is handy dandy. I missed that part. Oh. Ooh, okay, I see. Oh, so that would be something I would use after, say, like, combustion or whatever it's called now. What is it called now, actually? It should be on my talent tree here, I think. No. No. Or maybe it's in my spell book as an upcoming, spell? Oh, it doesn't show all the stuff I get, right. It shows what is coming up next, which is Cauterize. Cauterize is pretty nice. But yeah, it's the ability that lets you basically crit every single time, or every single spell you use, and it's really great because you can set up for, basically 6 seconds of non-stop pyroblasts, which is super fun. All right. Let's see if this rare spawn is here first. Oh, that's the Lost Soul. If it were here, it'd be right where I'm standing. Which it's not, because I killed it not too long ago. The Lost Soul is the most interesting rare spawn I have ever encountered in the entire game, because there is 3 of them separately. They all have very little health, and they all give the same amount of experience as any other rare spawn would give you.
I am forsaken.
The apothecary mutters to himself. They brought me gloomweed? Gloomweed?
Victory for Sylvanas.
Ah, my doomweed. Excellent. Apothecary Gerard rubs his hands together greedily. These will come in quite handy. You've done me, the lady, a fine service today, Tivlara. As promised, here is the reward that you deserve.
Our time will come.
While you were collecting samples for me, my experiments led me to realize that more reagents will be required for this new disease to spread properly. Poisoning some of the hapless victims is child's play. Plaguing an entire world proves to be a bit more complicated. I will need several scales from murlocs in the vicinity. You will find the creatures ambling brainlessly along the coast to the north.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
Let's see, working for Gerard isn't all that bad. He might lose his temper now and again, but he pays well, and he even gives me a boost when I can't reach something in the cart. Ah, that's cute. Let me go ahead and sell my junk. Oh, I didn't have a lot of junk.
You have a great day now.
Regenerating 1 health every 5 seconds for 1 hour. Guardian elixir. I asked someone the other day what the other kind of elixir was, because there's back in Classic there was battle elixirs and guardian elixirs, and you could only ever have one of each on at any given time, and they were very important back in the day. Not so much anymore
Need
though.
assistance?
1 health every few seconds is like 0.00001% of my health.
Alrighty then.
Is your task complete? Have you destroyed those dog things and drained them of their ichor?
Be seeing you.
Expertly done, Tevlara. The Scourge are mistaken if they think they can use those corpses against us, and the fluid you gather from the wrought-hide slaves will be studied by my master. It may have secrets we can use against them.
Alrighty then.
Magadai is a foul beast, even by Gnoll standards. He leads a band of renegade Gnolls through the land, tearing up the glades and stealing whatever corpses he can find along the way. Those are our corpses. We had plans for those. Magadai resides just up the path from us. Show him no mercy. Mercy is for the weak.
Off and away. You have a great day now.
It seems that Gerard has you hunting the Murlocs to the north. That's good. We can use their parts for our poisons. I get a little worried sometimes, though. The Vilefin spawning grounds are not far off Tierce Falls' northern coast, so you'll probably notice several tadpoles among the adults of the shore. If these impressionable young Murlocs were to seek revenge against us, that could ruin us. Go chase them and show them that the Forsaken and the Horde are not to be trifled with.
Alrighty then.
I'm to scare Murloc children until they pass out. I'm getting to believe that the Forsaken of the Cataclysm weren't very good guys. Which is true. They were not, actually. It took a lot for the Forsaken to come around to being who they are now. And by a lot, I mean literally, it took being betrayed by their single most beloved person in the entirety of their world. If that had not happened, if they had not been betrayed, they would still be just as distrusting and wanting to wipe out the rest of the world and turn them into undead just like them. Oops. Pressed the wrong button. I meant to press my silence and I clicked my flame strike. It's interesting that the Desolate Council now exists too, that the way that the Forsaken are looking at not just themselves but how undeath can be certainly is a good way forward for them. I think it gives them a lot of questions to ask themselves now that Sylvanas is gone. And I think the conflict of having Kalia Menethil, who is Arthas's sister, come back as a leader is also telling, like, of things that they could ask to figure themselves out a little bit better. Because Kalia Menethil was never going to be a ruler. She was never set up to do that. She was just going to be, princess of Lordaeron. Her brother, Arthas, who eventually became the Lich King, as we all know, was supposed to be the one that became king. And I don't remember how Kalia died, actually, now that I think about it. But I know how she was resurrected as part of the Legion Priest quest line. I think it was maybe Holy Priest. She was resurrected using the power of the light, which is different than how undead are usually made. Which is through what we now know as death magic. I still feel so bad harassing the little ones. It was also, I think, a really good story plot for Kalia Menethil to have to go to the Shadowlands and ask one of their paragons about undeath and how she was brought back. I think it was just... I think just one of the many casualties during the Scourge invasion? Perhaps so. But I could have sworn they had a particular way she died that was mentioned. But I never played through the Legion Priest Order Hall, so I'd have to go and do that. Which I might do at some point, because I have started a priest, and it would be really awesome to learn that story and to see it myself, rather than hearing it secondhand from a YouTuber. Which I don't mind doing. I love the content creators that World of Warcraft has sprung up. Especially if you've never heard of them, go and check out a guy by the name of Platinum WoW. They are hilarious with their retelling of the story. They keep it all pretty much accurate, but they retell it in a way as if it is just a friend telling another friend the story, but they don't want to get into the super fine details that they know their friend wouldn't be interested in. The way they tell stories, about lore and stuff is a lot like the way I do it sometimes, where it's just like, yeah, and Garrosh was a big asshole. Why? Because he could be. That's why.
Pleased to meet you. You have a great day now.
Yes.
Be seeing you.
Excellent work. Now, if only I can convince Gerard to let us move our operation into that shack.
Off and away. Alrighty then.
Did they run from you, Tevlara? Good. This is better than killing them. If they live to tell the tale, then future generations of Murlocs will learn to fear
Off
us.
and away.
Speak quickly.
Tevlara, were you able to obtain those scales from the Murlocs?
Beware the living.
The scales are perfect, Tevlara. Excellent. Exactly what I needed for this concoction.
Goodbye.
The Agamond mills to the west have been lost to the Scourge. The Agamond family has been slain, and the entire residence has been claimed by the Scourge. This is probably the largest Scourge outpost in Tirisfal, Tavlara. If you think you're enough of a mage, head up there and speak with Colbin Farthing. He has been doing his best to take the land back, and he'll need help. Just follow the road, it'll take you right to him.
Victory for Sylvanas.
One of the things I find very interesting in this game, especially with characters who worked with the Scourge, is a lot of the people who were really greedy and terrible in life ended up being just as bad in Undeath. No work on redemption now that they have, seen the results of their horrible ways. No, they become some of the absolute worst kind of undead that you can imagine.
What
Liches, ghouls, just abominations, just wanting to make people's lives more miserable. Get back. Oh, you're not Scourge, are you? Thank the Banshee Queen that you're here. I've greatly underestimated how bad it's gotten up here.
Trust no one.
The strongest point in the mills is Agamond family crypt. With necromancy, Captain Dargle has raised the ancestors of the Agamonds and plans to use them against us. This cannot pass, and you must stop it. Travel to Agamond family crypt and defeat the raised Agamond ancestors.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
And some of these Scourge, some of them, well, almost all, have no free will left. They're complete, under the control of the Lich King. Some of them voluntarily did this to themselves. And that is what the Cult of the Damned was all about. Was crazy people giving themselves up to a death god. Or what they perceived to be a death god. Oops, wrong button. I always got to remember that whenever I do a crit with something else, it's always better to use Fire Blast right after so I can get an instant Pyroblast. Oh look, Caliolor, she didn't die after Legion. Sylvanas killed her in a novel between the Legion and BFA. Yeah, that was it. That was it. The novel. Didn't they have a resurrection in game though? Or didn't she work in the priest order hall? Was she alive during the Legion expansion? Man, I'm gonna have to brush up on my lore. I'm looking weak right now. To be fair though, that's kind of the reason why I'm here, is because Forsaken lore, it's been so long since I've looked at it, and it's such a big part of the game, and it's going to be relevant in the upcoming expansion, which is to say the follow-up expansion to the War Within, because they're doing something with Northrend, and you don't just do something with Northrend and leave out the Scourge. Makes no sense. Also, what is that whole the Scourge will run rampant if there's not a Lich King, and then, you know, Bolvar is not Lich King? Where are all the undead now? What happened to the Scourge? Like, obviously the Death Knights have their own free will, and they still obey the command of the Lich King to an extent, but what about all the other Scourge that was going to, quote-unquote, run rampant? Oh wait, what am I doing? I have this. Uh-oh. I didn't use any of my defensives because I'm not used to being a mage. Let's see. Those two are my defenses. Bit off more than I could chew, and that last guy was literally the nail in the coffin. She was a big player in trying to reunite the Forsaken with their living relatives. That I remember. In fact, Kalia and Anduin set up a meeting between living relatives of Forsaken, of the Forsaken people. And Sylvanas agreed to allow those undead to meet their living relatives because she thought that if those undead could see how their relatives now think of them as nothing but vile undead, that they would be even more strong to her cause, even more, you know, kissing her boots than they were before. However, it backfired spectacularly on her, and the people that she allowed to meet with the Forsaken were very kind and understanding about the undead's plight. And when Sylvanas saw this and saw that there was a possibility that she might lose these Forsaken to their living relatives, she killed them. Not the living relatives. She killed her own people. She killed the Forsaken who looked like they would leave. Even the Forsaken who were trying to run back to her, she killed them too. She had every single one of them killed, and she didn't kill any of the Alliance, and thus, you know, war didn't start immediately, even though it did start later on. And Anduin and Kalia could not believe how much of a dick move that was, basically. It's so messed up. Oh, so during that meeting is when Kalia died? Ah, I see. What an interesting thing to do. I feel like that was a bad move, just in general. But Sylvanas wasn't known for making the best of decisions. In fact, she didn't really make any decisions at all, if you believe the lore of Shadowlands. No, it was all the jailer. It was all his decisions. Which still bothers me to this day. Oh, did all my loot disappear down there? Probably did. It's okay, though. We'll head to another spot. I didn't see any treasure chests down there, so no real reason to clear out this crypt again. So, if Kalia died during that encounter, and she was brought back using the power of the light, and not the same way as, like, say, Anduin bringing back Khadgar. Let's see, she made those decisions even with the Shadowlands lore? Yeah, I know. I just like to give Shadowlands a jab at any moment. Oh, yeah, I know. But in a way, he didn't have to mind control her because he had already taken away everything that made Sylvanas a good person. The same way Uther had everything that made him a good person taken away. Although that was Arthas, who again was listening to the jailer. So the 4D chess just never really stops, does it? and just doesn't. Anyway, your action struck a telling blow against the Scourge, and your victory will not go unnoticed, not by the Forsaken, and not by our enemies. Continue the struggle as we do, Tevlara, and one day the Forsaken will have the dominion over Azeroth that they are owed.
Beware the living.
You think Shadowlands lore is good? I mean, hey, I'll never knock anyone who thinks that the Shadowlands lore is good. I personally don't like it because it did some very odd things with characters I really enjoy. I liked the redemption of Uther and getting to see him again, but I felt like leaving Varian and the orc guy, whose name is slipping my mind at the moment for some reason. God, what is... Arthas had nothing to do with the jailer until he actually killed Uther? I'll have to look into that one, because I could have sworn that the whole point of the Rune Blade was to lure in people like Arthas. Because the Rune Blade was, the design for it was giving to the Nathrezim, and the Nathrezim gave it to Kil'jaeden, and Kil'jaeden did the thing where he made it, and then he made sure it got into Arthas's hand. Not Garrosh. No, the good one. His first name is Sarok, and I can't believe I remember his first name, but not his last name. He was a great war hero. He's the one who told Garrosh Hellscream, honor, no matter how dire the battle, never forsake it. Why can't I remember his name? He's such a big character, and I love him so much, and my brain is just like to the wind with his name. The culling of Stratholme was all Arthas starting down that path. True, but the Nathrezim were the ones who put him up to doing the culling of Stratholme. It wasn't Balnazar, was it? It was another one of the Nathrezim. It wasn't Varimathras. Tichondrius. Right, it was Tichondrius who did that. But Tichondrius was under the rule of the jailer through Sire Denathrius. So that's where like the whole 4D chess thing comes in, is because the jailer had control over this aspect. Like the Nathrezim were the ones who convinced Sargeras to go on his burning crusade, and that was also part of the plan. Mal'Ganis, that was it, not Tichondrius. Tichondrius did some other bad shit. And Balnazar is the one who was in Stratholme, who eventually became like the Paladin's big baddie Nathrezim. Varimathras was Sylvanas' pet Nathrezim that then betrayed her to try to bring Kil'jaeden into the world, and that failed. So when he was taken back to Argus, he was tortured, punished severely for failing Kil'jaeden. Kil'jaeden's really mean. And Kil'jaeden was the one who made the initial Lich King out of Ner'zhul, and Ner'zhul took his essence and put it into the armor, whose design came from the Nathrezim. Made the first Lich King around this orc who he's ripped the soul out of his body and then tortured for a whole bunch of years, and then stuck it in some armor and sent it here to Azeroth to start this whole undead psychotic mess, which is kind of interesting if you think about it, because not only did the Rune Blade end up separate from Ner'zhul, it was placed specifically so that Arthas would run into it, and then eventually through that blade was guided to the armor of the Lich King by Ner'zhul, which and if you have never listened to any WoW lore, everything I have just said for the past 5 to 10 minutes makes no sense to you, but it's a really good story. Actually, I kind of agree with you in the fact that overall, Shadowlands' lore was really good. I just don't like the ending, and I don't entirely feel they handled Sylvanas very well. I do, however, absolutely love what they have done to Anduin. Anduin has been humbled. And if there's anyone in the WoW universe at the time he was humbled who needed it, it was probably him. Because it's not like he was grandiose and very narcissistic or anything like that. He was humbled in a way that made him realize that he is powerful. Whether, he is in control of that power is, completely up to whoever was pulling the strings, which was the jailer at the time. But he saw power. He saw that he could do some really strong things, and he enjoyed doing some of those strong things while he was under control of the jailer. And that's what got him all freaked out. But I think that he needed that to become a better leader, because if you look back at his father, Varian also got humbled by Onyxia when he was split into two individuals and then brought back together. He needed that kind of separation he was separated into a more uncaring sort of blasé ruler, which could be easily controlled, and a gladiator, a warrior. So all of his strength and everything, that's where it went. And Anduin's going through his Varian Wren moment, where he is having this sort of crisis in identity, and now he needs his own, Anduin needs his own Anduin at this point. And I think Thrall is trying to fill that point for him, but yeah, I don't know how well it's gonna go. Also, my internet is doing the thing again that I don't like. Sorry about the stream quality. It does this from time to time. See, I guess the reason you don't hate Shadowlands is that it doesn't ruin or change the lore. It just adds extra tier of evil on top of what was the bad guy before. Before, the Nathrezim were just evil manipulators. Now they're the reason to be evil. They got a reason to be evil manipulators. You got a point. I will definitely concede that notion that being evil for the sake of evil doesn't necessarily make sense. But the lore before the Nathrezim were under the rule of Denathrius was that they were just a society that was very good at subterfuge and eventually became demons through the power of the Twisting Nether and evilness. But Fel also had its own origins in the whole cosmic tree, where when light and dark first clashed and made all these different elements a thing, that was something. That was supposed to be it. See, the biggest issue with Shadowlands is mostly that the jailer's pretty weak villain. He just kind of existed. Right, exactly. He was just some dude. Like, and his reason for doing everything was left on the worst cliffhanger, because in the end, nobody cared. Like, we were so tired of the next big thing being the biggest thing ever, but also being something we just kicked, the ass of, with almost little consequences. Because honestly, think about what did the Shadowlands affect on Azeroth, other than Anduin's personality and Sylvanas not being there anymore? It felt so disconnected from the main story. Yeah, the jailer now was the evil for the sake of being evil. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you on that. It is nice talking lore with someone who gets it. All right, let's continue questing, because I've done a lot of talking about lore. Let's see. The Scourge are trying to form a base here at the Agamond Mills. If they do, they can stage further attacks within Tearsfall. The orders have been given. The Scourge in the mills must be destroyed. Collect notched ribs from the Rattle Cage and cracked skull soldiers, and blackened skulls from the Dark Eye Bonecasters. Yeah, really glad that Dragonflight brought the scope of the game back down. Yes, so Dragonflight felt like it kind of was like, hey, there's still these problems on Azeroth, and you guys need to solve them. And one of the reasons why, and it brought back Ysera for the briefest time. She was my favorite too. When I was playing Wrath of the Lich King back in the day, I would go to the Green Dragonflight Shrine and just hang out with Ysera because she was one of my favorites. Yeah, no, I love Dragonflight. The Primalists actually having a reason to be angry at the Titans, which they justifiably should be, was big, because you gotta question this whole the Titans are the good guy thing, and they never were. That's the thing. The Titans were never the good guys. Some of them maybe. Freya maybe. Or not Freya. The naturey one whose keeper's name is Freya. What's her face? Anyway, Nature Titan. But now we as players get to decide whether or not we agree with what the Titans have been doing or not. And I feel like this World Saga, this is my prediction for the future based on the current information that we have from the War Within. I can definitely see Azeroth being born at the end of this trifecta of expansions that they're planning to release. And I feel like Azeroth is going to put the Titans in their place in the way of being like, you guys don't get to decide who I get to be. I'm going to do that. Bad Titans. And I don't think she's going to like do some sort of epic slapdown of the Titans or anything like that, but I definitely understand why the elements would be upset with the Titans for coming in and seemingly affecting their world the way they did. Obviously, the elemental lords were never good guys either, but I know why they would be upset, that all their fun was ruined by the Titans coming in and changing stuff. They even blame Azeroth. Well, no, see, the Primalists didn't really convey their message at all. But if you look back through the history of our experience with the Titans, you got Alagon the Observer coming down and going, hey, if there's old god traces on this planet, I'm gonna nuke the planet. And then you got the Forge of Origination, which was designed to do just that, to wipe out all life on Azeroth. And the Titans have cleansed many, many worlds, according to Alagon. Like, this isn't the first time he's done this. He's done this a lot. But yeah, I wish they had gone more into the Titans forcing themselves here instead of doing anything else. They're trying to order Azeroth was what the Primalists didn't like. And now I gotta go on another break because we've been talking for a while and an ad break is coming up. And I don't want to be mid-quest during an ad break. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and we'll continue again. I do love the lore discussion, though. It is going well. My button didn't work. For those of you who can hear me, one of the things that is interesting that not a lot of folks know about because of where it is hidden in the lore is that supposedly, so we got earth, air, fire, water as the 4 elements of Azeroth, right? But there was actually, supposedly, from what I understand, a 5th element called spirit. And when the world soul Azeroth nestled within Azeroth, the planet, it consumed spirit, like the entire element of spirit. And that changed the sort of the elemental order on the planet. And I'll probably go through this with Nilsson again if they can just sort of refresh my memory, because Nilsson knows their stuff. They know their stuff well enough to rebuttal against some of the stuff I have to say, which is great because I love having lore discussions like this. Alright, ad should be over now. I'm gonna go ahead and get this quest started before I get into more lore.
Beware the living.
The Agamemnon family was the most prosperous family in Terrasfall Glade. I used to work their mills before the plague. When the Scourge first came, the Agamemnons fortified their home and convinced those in their employ to remain and help them defend. We were fools, but at least we were loyal fools. The Agamemnons, in their pride, doomed us to undeath, and now they are minions of the Scourge. Serve the Forsaken by defeating the Agamemnons who fell to the plague. Serve me by bringing me their remains.
Dark lady, watch over you.
So, while we were on the break, I discussed the fifth element of Azeroth. That is, let's see. You definitely don't think the Titans are necessarily a good thing for Azeroth, but the Primalists, even the Proto Dragons, never had a good reason, other than we didn't ask for them to come here and change stuff. When, if you look at the evil chaos that ruled before the Titans imposed order, it's hard to say what was a better world. So during the break, I had gone over that there was actually a fifth element, supposedly, from what I remember in the lore. I'd have to look this up again. That fifth element was known as Spirit, and when Azeroth, the World Soul, inhabited the planet, it had actually consumed that extra element, and that element also was what kept the other four elemental forces sort of in check. And when they left, it was just a party. Like, it was elemental chaos. And then the old gods came, and the old gods really messed with things. And so the elementals, they all teamed up together, and they put an end to the old gods as they were. But not really. They were at war with the old gods. And then the Titans came, and the Titans were like, let's really clean up this mess. And they did. They cleaned up house so well and imprisoned so many old gods. And the reason they imprisoned the old gods versus destroying them outright is they actually tried to destroy them outright. Amonthul, one of the Titans, Titan of Magic at the time, he reached down and ripped Yashiraj, the biggest of the old gods, out of the planet. And that was a big oopsie doopsie because he ripped a big hole in the planet. Because, like a weed, the old gods were very pervasive, and they burrowed deep within, the world. And so with old gods and stuff, the way they function is still kind of questionable. It seems like they all have their own agenda and they don't like each other. And that's kind of what Xal'atath has gone over. She's like, the strongest survive, And so the old gods will gladly rip each other apart if it serves their purpose better. And I believe that's kind of what they did to Xal'atath. And that's why Xal'atath is the way they are. But, anyway, the old gods fought, blah, 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 blah. I forget where I was going with that. Right, important stuff when it comes to old god lore is to remember that they are beings of the void. And in the void, apparently only the strongest survive, and kind of like crazy gladiator style fighting between each other over there, but also against the forces of chaos, best way to put it. And the Titans are the sort of beings of order, the antithesis to the old gods, and their whole plan to order Azeroth hasn't exactly gone the way that they wanted it to. Mostly because we've been stopping them from doing that. Or we haven't necessarily been stopping them. It's the old gods that have been stopping them, and we, by extension, have been sort of... Alright, Mama, I hope you have a good rest. I misspoke entirely. We haven't been stopping them at all, really. But we might here soon.
Remember
Let's see. Our battles with the Scourge wage on, Tevlara. Do your part and throw those cursed, mindless undead back into the Plague Lands. Your efforts are appreciated, Tevlara. I will not thank you for doing what is necessary, but I will remember your name. Do you have any of the remains of the Agamans? Are those cursed beasts finally destroyed? Revenge has a sweet taste, don't you think? When you destroy the Agamans, did you catch any hint of free will within them? I hope so. I hope they knew fear before they were smashed into oblivion. It is a fool's hope, I know, but it's a hope I foster nonetheless. See, even this guy doesn't like these guys. I have destroyed the remains you've given me, Tevlara. That is, all remains except for these. Devlin Agamand was weak and sharp-tongued in life. He was among the first to succumb to the plague. He existed as a slave for the Scourge for a long time. Longer than most. As such, he may possess knowledge that would be of value to us. Bring his remains to Magistrate Severin and tell him what I've told you. He'll know what to do. I'm gonna stop going super deep lore for a moment, because my whole head is jumbled up with how much story there is. But yeah, the lore of this entire franchise is just glorious. I really enjoy it. Super great to just speculate on and talk about and really just dive into what makes this world big and fun for everyone who plays it. I feel a lot of people skip through the they skip through the lore. Like, they don't read the quests like I'm reading them to you guys, and I feel like that is such a shame, because I used to play like that, and sure, it was fun leveling up, getting the big numbers and getting stronger to get the bigger numbers, but what I missed out on was so much story, so much really well written story, and some not so well written but still good story. And that's kind of why I enjoy doing World of Warcraft on stream with you guys, is because a lot of the times I'm leveling and I'm going through places that I haven't been to in a while and sort of touching up on that lore to teach other people.
Hello.
See, the fetter of Scourge hangs about you, Tevlara. What is it you seek? Delvin Agamand. Is that him you carry in your sack there? Ha! Yes, I know what Coleman wants to try, and I want to try it too. I hope you're prepared, Tevlara.
Dark Lady.
While the frozen throne lies dormant, the grasp that the Lich King once held over the Scourge grows ever weaker. His grip on a weakling like Devlin Agamand should be weak enough that we can remove it entirely. Speak with Shadow Priest Malia in the manor on the east side of town. She will assist you in the procedure. Oh boy, we get to remove someone's free will, I feel, and bring them back, maybe? Or maybe they're just going to do some sort of torturous interrogation thing to the thing. Guess we'll find out here in a moment. Also, who's that? Anyway.
What is it?
Are you ready to begin the procedure? Sure. I don't know how you knew that's what I was here for, but let's do it.
Our enemies
Very well.
abound.
Follow me. Or are we going to do an exorcism on the remains? That would be really cool too. Now it is time for us to begin. Delvin Agamand, listen to my voice. Your mortal remains have been gathered here in this place where you spent your childhood. Resist the Lich King's will, Delvin. Come to us. Oh, look, there he is. What's going on here? Wait, am I home? You people, what are you doing here? Why are you in my house? Mother, father, Thurman, where are you? Come help me. No, I remember. My family is dead, and so am I. And my soul belongs to the Scourge. Oh! Well, that was rude. Okay. Was that, supposed to happen?
What would you ask of death?
So I guess we just literally destroyed the guy's soul. Not enough exploding. I don't have any explosives. I just have lots of fire. Ooh, excuse me.
I am forsaken.
How unfortunate. Perhaps the Scourge's dominion over Delvin's mind remained too strong. Or perhaps our methods are simply not strong enough. It is also possible that Delvin was too simple-minded to comprehend what we were asking him.
Trust no one.
You've done much for us here, Tivlara, but women of your caliber are needed elsewhere. To the east lies the Bulwark, a fortified barricade against the ravages of the Plaguelands. The Bulwark protects us from Scourge invasion and has allowed us enough sanctity to build up our forces here in Tirisfal Glades. Go speak with High Executor Darrington. He is an ally, and will doubtless appreciate whatever aid you can give him.
Beware the living.
Sure. East, always to the east. Let's see. You don't have anything but
Speak quickly.
the command for Silver Pine Forest. Okay. Oops. Pressing all the wrong buttons.
What is it?
Magistrate Severin wants a report. Very well. The defenders at the Bulwark are holding the majority of the Scourge at bay, but some do slip through on occasion. We have seen sporadic Scourge activity east of the station, with a concentration around the Blenner farmstead.
Goodbye.
Okay.
And you are...
It's so cold now. The plague of undeath crawls through my veins like an icy serpent. The mindless state will be upon me soon, but no doomed destiny will prevent me from serving our Dark Lady. When the call arose, I sewed body bags for the fallen soldiers of Sylvanas' mighty army. Now my hands shake from the chill. If you would bring me 5 duskbat pelts, I could sew myself a blanket. Help me, Tivlara, so that I can continue to serve the cause.
Embrace the shadow.
Yeah, that's one of the things that isn't brought up a lot about the Forsaken, is that they are in a constant state of continuous decay. And eventually they'll decay so much that they no longer really have much of a mind or body left and die. I don't need to do this, but free pyroclast. I like to imagine the proc for getting a free pyrocast is just like the mage going, "Oh, isn't that interesting?" and then flicking the giant pyroblast at someone.
I'm listening.
Do you have 5 Despec pelts yet, Tivlara?
Ask no
I appreciate your efforts, Tivlara. May Sylvanas recognize your bravery one
Do
day.
not seek death. I am forsaken.
You should return to Magistrate Severin with the information I gave you. He'll want it as soon as possible, so be swift.
Embrace the shadow.
I wonder if we'll ever see Nathanos again.
What now?
It is troubling to hear of the Scourge slipping past the Bulwark. Even now, they are ceaseless in their assaults. But we will not give in. Lich King is dead, we will not be taken again.
Our time will come.
Very true. Alright, to the Bulwark.
What now?
See, welcome to the front lines, Mage. While politicians may connive and scheme amongst themselves, they'll find no such luxury afforded to them here. This is the Bulwark, and we fight for our continued survival on a daily basis here. If you've come here looking for a chance to prove yourself a hero, then you'll find plenty of opportunities to do so.
Trust no one.
The High Executor sizes you up. Not much of a mage, are you? Well, you will be when I'm done with you.
Beware the living.
Though the strength of the Scarlet Crusade wanes, we are still at war. The report Executor Aaron sent me indicates Scarlet Crusades have been raiding from the ruined tower in southeastern Tirisfal near the Balnir farmstead, under the command of Captain Vakun. Kill 3 of his zealots and 4 of his friars. It should prove to be a devastating blow to the Crusade. Hurry, Tevlara, there isn't much time to waste. The city of Anderhall is in the middle of the 3-year war between the Forsaken, the Alliance, and the Scourge. Lady Sylvanas has set one of her best Death Knights to lead the charge for her cause, but I'm sure he can use all the help he can get. With Arthas dead, now is the perfect time for the Forsaken to retake Anderhall. Speak with the Bat Handler, Timothy Cunningham, when you are ready, and he will put you on the first flight out of here.
Farewell.
We won't be doing that one for a little bit.
I am forsaken.
Let's see. I need plague grass for an experiment of sort. Those Argent Crusaders and those infernal Cenarian Druids have done too good a job at healing the plague lands. However, I can't find the proper reagents within a reasonable walking distance. Some of the local wildlife retain the plague's touch, however. Kill the diseased black bear and retrieve the grass that grows where its decaying body lies. It's not optimal, but it'll do.
Yes.
These Alliance forces walk around the plague lands like they own the place. Well, they don't. The land rightfully belongs to the Dark Lady. As the battle for Anderhall drew to a close, the Alliance forces occupying the plague land scattered. Several of them can be found just east of here, hunting foxes. Prove to them that this is Forsaken territory. Kill the hunters, kill their hunting dogs, and kill the foxes they hunt, for good measure.
Remember,
Let's see. I'm actually surprised. I have a couple of quests that I miss, it seems. Let me go up here and see what those quests are. So these two, those are in the east or the Western Plaguelands. We'll be doing those soon, but I'm also going to wrap up these 2 quests here before we continue onward. Oh, this is the quest is down here in the crypt. Oh no, so it's lower than the crypt. Interesting. I'm gonna have to figure out where this quest is. Don't think there's a cave near here anywhere. But it is indicating that there's a quest here. Or maybe it comes from that captain. Maybe I kill the captain. Oh, maybe that's the loot I missed out on. Because I didn't get to loot him last time. Let's see. If so, then they've definitely changed how they indicate quests. Ah. You sense a malign presence coming from within the skull of the beast. Coleman Farthing may be interested in seeing this.
What now?
Well, what do we have here?
Lady, watch
Is
over
this
you.
Stargol? He was vicious even in life, with a temper that bit deep and a blade that bit deeper. Undeath has not done him any favors, though it suits his personality. Coleman holds the skull up and peers into the empty eye sockets. Yes, this was certainly Dargol. You can sense his malice, even from the remains you fetched. You've my thanks, Tavlara.
Beware the living.
Fair enough. Escaped from Gilneas, huh? Let's go see who. We'll fly low and look for any... Oops. Lost souls. Like that. Level 20. It's always nice. Is there something supposed to be walking around here? Oh, well, that's one of the zealots I need to kill. Which is odd because I didn't... Oh! You deserve to lose this land for what your people did to us. Now back off or face the wrath of the Worgen. As far as you know, a Worgen rogue roaming in Tirisfal is a new development. This is something that Executor Zagend would certainly be interested in. Interesting. I've actually never done this quest before, so this will be completely new.
I am forsaken.
Yes, that makes sense. Since the Worgen have come streaming out of Gilneas, I knew it would only be a matter of time before they arrived here in Tirisfal.
Our time will come.
These Worgen must be dealt with, and quickly. Our first priority is to eliminate any which may have infiltrated Brill. I want you to be on the lookout for any suspicious activity here in Brill, Tavlara. We know that these Worgen can hide in the shadows, so look for any signs you can find. Footsteps, kicking up rocks, anything.
Beware the living.
Alright. Why is that not doing damage to him? It's so weird. I don't know why that's not working. Maybe because it's an AoE effect and they don't want people to AoE these guys out of hiding? Alright, something's gotta work on him. A little annoying, but hey, we got him. Let's see. To think they've been right under our noses. I'll put my death guard on alert. This will not happen again.
Embrace the shadow.
Alright. There we go. Now then. Let's go clean up the Scarlet Crusade. I need more. We need 2 more friars. Nothing worse than getting to a quest zone only to find that a lot of the enemies you need to kill are already dead.
What now?
So your actions will slow down the Scarlet Crusade's advancement in Terrasfall quite a bit, hopefully for good, but other threats loom.
Farewell.
Shortly before you arrived at the Bulwark, I was approached by a most unusual young undead woman. She wore enmity against the Scarlet Crusade, so I sent her to work on our enemies to the north. You say you saw some dead Crusaders earlier. Those were probably her work. Go check up on her and see if she can use any assistance in her vendetta against the Crusade, though I wouldn't be surprised if she's already killed them all.
Trust no one.
Yeah, she's killed a lot. That is definitely true. As you look over the ruins of the camp, you hear a whisper behind you. I could kill you right now if I wanted to. You better watch your step, Drakthyr. The whispers continue. My name is Lillian Voss. Before I died, I was a member of the Scarlet Crusade. My father, High Priest Voss, raised me to be a weapon against the plagued. I studied stealth, sorcery, martial arts, anything to make myself stronger. I gave up my childhood for him. Then, as fate would have it, I died and returned as this. My father instantly forgot me, and when I returned, ordered me executed. Come, we will speak with him now, in his tower to the northwest. Oh, there she is.
What is it you ask?
I'm sure she'll keep up if I fly over there. Let's see. I need to go the other way. This way. There she is. Look at her go! She is ruthless. Really, I should just be gathering these guys up for her.
My blade stays sharp.
I really like Lillian. She's pretty cool. Oops. Not what I meant to do, but hey. Father! Lillian, it's nice to see you well. Shut up. You raised me to be a killer. How am I doing, Daddy? But wait, I remember now. You taught me to only kill the undead. So do you want me to kill myself? Lillian, again, why kill myself when I can kill you instead? And there she goes.
My life in the shadows.
She's not done yet, though.
What would you ask of
From
death?
birth to grave to undeath, we all have our own path to follow. Some are easier than others. It sounds like this Voss girl has had a rough path so far. Hopefully she ultimately chooses to join us and follow the Dark Lady. With powers like hers, we could do incredible things. By the way, Tevlara, excellent work out there. If you're ever ready and willing, I may have some more work for you in the Plague Lands.
Remember, patience.
There isn't much more glory here for you in the Bulwark, Tevlara. You've done enough already. There may, however, be further adventures waiting in Silver Pine Forest. Speak with my Batman, Timothy Cunningham. Give you a right to brill free of charge.
Our enemy is abound.
I think this is the last quest I need to get the achievement for this on. Sure, I'll give you a ride. If Executor Darrington asks for it, then technically I have to.
Watch your back.
If you're headed back to Brill, you'll want to stop by Executor Zygon on your way out. I hear there's some exciting things going on in Silver Pine Forest to the south. You'll know what to do more than I do. Speak with me again when you're ready to head out.
Beware.
Then we'll just fly to Brill ourselves.
This had better be good.
Welcome back, Tevlara. I've heard stories from the east. Who would have thought that a young Drakthyr Mage like you would have been one to wipe out the last whimpering remnants of the Scarlet
Trust
Crusade?
no one. Remember, patience.
Alright.
Discipline.
I guess that's it for here. I already have the achievement for here, so that's probably why it's not giving it to me. But I think that's probably a good place to end stream for the day. Definitely want to thank you all for coming. Y'all have been great. I hope you've had a good time. I'm going to go ahead and find someone to read out to, and we'll get you on your way. Let's see, who is playing right now? Tomorrow we'll come back and we will be doing the Western Plague Lands, because I'm really enjoying the Mage right now. Let's see. Lots and lots of people to choose from. Let's read out to another bird. They're doing a game called In Stars and Time, and it looks interesting. So give them a... oh wait, no, they're doing the ending of that game. I don't want to spoil the ending for anyone who's just doing it. Let's see. Oh, 3-year partnerversary. Sylvixen's doing their 3-year partnerversary streamathon. This is their day 1. Give them a bird up for me. They're an awesome artist. And until tomorrow, 5 p.m. EST, I've been Rick Bird, and I hope y'all have enjoyed your flight.